Hello, my crafty friend. Wow, we are in the last week of Dephemerember 2025, hosted by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Luise Today. Wow. Here, before I forget, our prompt today is coin envelope and spilled ink. And I'm so looking forward to making 3 different versions of coin envelopes. I did a little bit of research, found different things, and would love to show to you today what I came up with. So let's go. Okay, I have prepared 3 different templates for us to make some coin envelopes. And the first one is actually, we don't need a template for that. Let me show what I mean with the first one. The first one you can take more or less when you have a leftover snippet like this one. Some of you might remember I have the envelopes and the jelly printed paper and the brayer clean papers from earlier projects, and today I am using them to continue our compartmental making. So I am using some of the leftover papers here. And here is the first one. You can see it is very easy. You just fold it so that it is overlapping a little bit here. That's the first thing. And then you are just, I don't like the top bit here. So I'm just cutting it off, or maybe straight. I'm cutting it off. So, and then here on the bottom, you are just cutting 2 corners, and you open it up. This bit here, can you see? Get just cut off. Same on the other side. This bit here gets just cut off. And then we put this to the side. This gets glued on top of the other. This gets glued on top. And then we make a little notch here. Let's start. What I like to do first, I always have a little bit of a problem to find the middle. So the middle here is, this is around 7 centimeters, so 3.5. Then I use my round punch here, go here in the middle, cut this little thingy out. Then of course what I always would like to do is going around with my distress oxide ink. Okay, quickly. You can see it's really such an easy thing to do. And maybe here a little bit in the corners because they will be visible. Yeah, so wonderful. And then just here a little bit of our art glitter glue. Just closing it up. Just closing it up. And then this one goes on top. Yeah. First one ready to go. This is not holding properly. Let me do this a little bit more. I think it's because of the, it's a jelly print. So we can even clean it up here a little bit if we want to. Going around here on the sides. First one, compartmental making. Our first one is ready. So let's do this one more time, a little bit more deliberate maybe. Of course, when I saw this one here, I thought, I like that. Really like to have that part. So if I put this as a sample here on top, can just easily cut it out. Zack. Here on the other side. Done. Again, just folding it in on itself so that we have a tiny little bit of an overlap here. I like to have the scissors there. So here a little bit of an overlap. And getting my bone folder to varnish it down. Putting it to the side here. Making a little bit of a notch. I think I'll try the eyeballing. Let's see. So small. Here, the other side is already done. Distress oxide ink to go around. So here we need to make the side. If you want to have it really exact, you can of course take it to the other side and to do the same on that side. So you have both the same way. Then cutting it like this and cutting it oops. It's good when it is coming up to the point here. Here's also maybe a little bit like this. Putting this to the side. Ah, now the scissors are gone. Then doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. A little bit of this one here. Gluing it down. Then here, our little flap here. Gluing that up. And again, like making it a little, straighten it out a tiny bit. Okay. Holding it down. Really pressing it down here. So, these are our first little, very easily made tiny coin envelopes. So, let's go to our next version of the envelopes. This is this one. And for that one, I give you a moment maybe to have a screenshot for all the measurements, but I also will try to put the measurements in the description box. Okay, and with that one, I thought I would like to take one of these printables maybe. Let's do this one. And I'm just cutting around. Yeah. Okay. So this square here, and of course you can do this with other squares, but I thought I give you some measurement because I know some of you like to have measurements. And then I get my scoreboard. Let me get my scoreboard here. So, and you can see this one is 6 inches wide and it is 5.41 inches long, roughly. Okay, so the first here, the first scoring here is at 1 5/8. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/8. 1 5/8. Is this correct? Yes, 1 5/8. The other one here is at 4 3/8. 4, let me put it here on top, 4 and 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3/8. Okay, so then we have this side here, and this is, let me have a look. This is 3/4. Oops, 3/4. And then we have here, same, like you could theoretically turn it around and do again 3/4. But if you don't want to move it, here it's 4 3/8 is this. Okay, so what we do now is just folding it in on its before we fold it, just a second, I put this to the side. I grade out here a little bit of the corners, because what we need to do now is cutting off these corners here. It's not very strongly visible, so I'm folding it so that it's easier for me to see, because my score line was not very helpful. Okay, so it is here, this square, then this square here, then we have this square, and this square. So we can put this on top, and this goes here on the sides. So what I would, let's make that straight. Here, let's make that straight. And here, same, straight. What I like to do now is using my corner rounder here. I think I take the largest one and like to round the corners because it looks nicer. Oops. Let's do this here too. And here. And again, very easy peasy. We are just gluing it down. Do we want to glue like this? Yes. I like to glue it like this. Just gluing it together. I could have inked it. Yeah, maybe I'm inking it later round. And then here now on the bottom, inking it up, putting this up. And now we have the next envelope, next coin envelope. Okay, let me get my Distress Oxide ink. And we can go around here all the edges again. Okay, maybe here a little bit. And maybe even let me here make this a little bit. I could have done this even before. So let it. So that's another coin envelope. Do we want to do this one more time? One more time. Just using the measurements of this one here. It is again, the measurement is 6 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm using that one more time. And if you don't have a scoreboard, of course, you can always measure it. For me, it's easier with the scoreboard. So I am using my scoreboard. I have my little measuring thing here next to me. So this way round, I have the first one at 1 5/5. That is here, 1 5/8. And then here the next one is at 4 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 4 3/8 is here. Then I am turning it around, and this one here is 3/4. 3/4, and I find it easier to also do 3/4 on this side. Okay, done. Maybe here you can see the squares a little bit better, or maybe from the other side. Here's the square. So here's the square, and here's the square. Here's the square. Here's the square. You see? Don't know if it is visible enough. I'm missing my lights. Okay, so all the squares get cut off. Yeah, squares get cut off. Okay, and number 4. Number 4. It is very easy. And again, so we have it this way. Move in. Do I want it this way or that way? That way. And this one gets moved up and this one down. And what I do again is using my rounder here. Maybe this one a different corner, a little bit less. The smaller ones, just to have some variety. This time I maybe crunch it up a little already. So when I turn it, okay, good. And making a little bit of glue here on the side, and then here on the side. And just closing it up. And here is a little bit crooked, can you see? But it doesn't matter because we fold the flap up. So flap up, and this flap goes down. One more coin envelope. And now we have the last one. Because I thought it would be nice not to have, can you see these ones? They have the seam here. And I think it's not a problem at all. But I thought, is there a method that we can do this without the seam? And yes, there is. So first I would like to use one of, can I use, this is a little bit shorter. Let me have a look. This, let me have a look. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because then the flap will just be a little bit shorter. And I think that doesn't matter whatsoever. I can just use the length here and cut this off. So, and you can see my measure here was 9 3/4 by 3 1/4, but actually the flap will be just a little bit shorter. I honestly don't mind. So what I can do, I can again use my scoreboard but as I said before, you can measure all of this. So let's use the scoreboard. This little bit here, you can see, is 3/8. No, where's my little helper? Here it is. So I put it here, and then I have 3/8. Oops, if I can. Sometimes I find this fiddly. 3/8, start here. 1, 2, 3. And my finger is a little bit. So 3/8. 2 7/8. This time I do this the other way around, because here I have a little bit more space. 3 7/8. And this is at 4 1/4. So this is at 4 1/4. And this one here is at 8 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's see how this goes. If we fold it over and fold it over, this I need to glue down, I would say. That's an interesting pocket here. Let me get that off. And then we go from there. Let me try doing this one again, because look, it came off, but I might cut it out, I might leave it in. Let me do this with this one. I also can use this one. Just let me. Here, this doesn't have a flap. Maybe it's again. Do you know what I will do? I will use this one. This I think I really like. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's see. We cut this one here, because there are no flaps, no nothing. There's nothing that will loosen. So let's do that. Then we go down this way. Then I cut off here the other side. And we even will have a window. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Look at this. I can cut this one here. So this one will be straight under this here. 1 1/4 straight here. I will fold, and then it will fold here at 8 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. There it will fold. So we have a fold here. Yeah, and we will have a fold over there. But we also need the sides. And the side was here at 2 7/8. And here at 2 7/8. 2 7/8. Okay, so this bit here and a little bit of that, we will, let me double check. I have another sample somewhere. Let me double check. So what we will have is, this will be this will be that. Yes, this piece here we have to cut away. Okay, cut here, And here on the score line, here, and this one, and then we will, that's this one, and from here we have a triangle that we will cut away, triangle, and another triangle, and here on the top we will also cut the triangle, the square away. And here we will cut the square away. And here we cut a triangle and another triangle. So, and so we get this all out of the way before we start gluing now. As first folding, 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 and folding. And here, this goes over there and this goes over here. Very good. This needs to be straightened a little here. This and that. Good. And I will round the corners again. That's my corner rounder. 1 and 2. Let's see. 1 and 2. Straighten it a little bit. Again, a little bit of distress oxide ink going here around the corners and here on the bottom and here and here. Yeah, I love that one. Ha! Look at this. Very cute. I also, I think, like to darken here the white a little bit on both sides. Great. Okay, let me close that down. Here on this side and on that side. So. Let's close that down. Okay. Okay, and we could go on and on and on and on. Okay, so, but this is only part of our prompt for today. The other one is spilled ink. And for that, I think I would like to get some paper underneath because we spilled some ink. I need to close my glue. We will spill some ink. So, and what I thought I will do, it's very easy actually. I have some acrylic inks here and I thought I think I want to have this on that side, maybe a little bit on that. So let's do this here first. I have a little bit of gold and I thought I would like to have a little bit of the gold here and just having gold like that. And then I thought this I can just pull over here. Like it's as if there's some ink spilled. Can you see? I put this to the side. I think I would like to have some gold here too. And again, just like accidentally something spilled here. And I like to keep that this way. I have some baby wipes. I can, I think, wipe the plastic sheet a little bit. This is also like spilled ink. But I thought I would like to try a different one. Oh, but the gold is really nice. Oh, net is the German word. Nice. Oh, but the gold is really nice. I think I put a little. First, I do a little bit more gold for that one because I really like the gold. Let's have a little bit more gold here. Have a little bit more gold. Okay. I can just get this one. So I leave this to dry, but I would like to do with this one something different. I think I would like to have a different color because I really am curious to see how this, or do we take the green? Maybe we take both. I think I like to take a little bit of the green. Oops. It feels more liquid than the other one. Ah, it looks, it's spilling. It's already spilling. Like, yeah, I like that. Ha! I like that. Okay, maybe I can take some of that. Even here, a little bit. Okay, let's clean that up again. Nice. You know what? I will leave this to dry and then we will have a look at a later point how this looks. Okay, see you in a bit. So they are all dry, but I really can't resist. I need to try this one. I need to shake it first, but I need to try that one. Oops. Not so easy to open, but here it is. Oh, look at this. It's also, what an interesting color. Ah, definitely. Yeah. I think I would like to do it on that one here. Ah! Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Do I want it here as well? Yes, come on, here. Wonderful. Maybe even a little bit here on the top. Nice. Do I want to have a little bit of that here too? No. No, I think I'm done. I am done now. I am done. This needs to dry, but I can put them here next to each other. Okay, let me put this to the side. So now that all of them are dry, I also off camera, while waiting for the ones to dry, started creating more and more of these little envelopes. I walk you through a final show and tell. Look, I made 3 of the ones that I call the easy ones, that are just all having the flap on the side, and you can make them in every size. This one here is the ledger paper from Gem I used, and I also put some gold on it. This here comes from the envelopes that I have covered with sewing pattern paper and spilled with some gold and this maroon, is it maroon ink? Let me have a look. What's the name of it? Acrylic magenta. Magenta it is. And this is one of the jelly printed brayer cleaning papers. Can you see? Yeah, these are the 3. And then next one is the one that has a flap on both sides. And I made one with a larger round, smaller round, and here just cutting off the edges. I thought that fits nicely to the ledger paper. And all of them is with the compartmental making. They are the base for later journaling spaces, or so that I can decorate them to the theme of my junk journal. Some of them I think will be definitely in my Dephemerember December signature, but yeah, let's see. And these are the last 3, and they don't have a theme at all. Again, I used Gem's ledger paper for this one here. I used the ledger here on the back, which I really love and really enjoy. Oops. And then this was the one that I muddled up in the video. Can you see? I just glued a little flap here on top. Can you see? Just glued it on top. And yeah, it looks pretty, I find. And this is the one with the window envelope. I like that one. I really do. And let me show you. Yeah. Look, we can put a little tag in there and it is see-through. Ah, I like it. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you found it inspiring to have 3 different options for the coin envelopes. I enjoyed today's session very much and I wish you a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.